Hello, folks. Rick Berube here for another Facebook Live on this lovely December 6th. Paul, is it good? Okay, good. Oh, sorry. There it is. All right. Sorry, I saw live and then I saw it disappear. That's why it's live. Okay. And we're very fortunate today from the Sahara branch to have Jennifer Belcastro. As you can hear, the studio audience loves you. They're going crazy. Good job. All right, so tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this. You're having an incredible year, right? So tell them a little about all that too, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Belcastro. I'm your concierge real estate agent with Berkshire, Hathaway, and Nevada Properties. I'm grateful to be a part of Berkshire Hathaway. It's one of the best places I've ever been to work in my career. I've been in the industry, the service industry, for many years. I graduated from UNLV from the hotel administration program, worked my way up through the MAP program at the Mirage, which you work in different departments. And I dealt, I did housekeeping, I did casino marketing, I became a casino host. And that's where I found my passion for people and servicing. So I did that for very many years, and I still consult on the side for casino clients and many of the casinos. But the service industry is where it's at for me. And as you know, we live in the city of entertainment, and that's Las Vegas, Nevada. And so, with so much going on and so much happening, and a lot of new sports coming to town and so forth, we have so much opportunity here for growth and making money. It's a great place to live. And so, when right before the pandemic hit, it was ironic. One of my casino clients said to me, "We want you to get your real estate license." And I said, "Why is that?" And they said, "Well, you're a little pit bull." And I said, "Pit bull?" And they said, "Well, you're very aggressive." And I said, "Okay, well, can I just be your casino host?" And they said, "Well, we want to buy a house in Las Vegas and we want you to represent us because we like your style." And I said, "Okay."
Wow.
So I went So I went to take my license, and I didn't do the school like in person. I did the online so I could do it when I want. And I had my own way of studying, and I did do like some Zoom of, the classes and so
Yeah.
forth. And I was going for the broker salesperson, and I remember it was on a Monday and we were closing for the pandemic on a Wednesday. Like we heard all the hustle and bustle about that. And I went in to take the test for the second time, I have to tell you. I passed the state the first time, but not the national, which it's funny because a lot of people say that the state's harder. But since I used to flip properties, I found that easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and they said, "Oh, you're here to just take the sales exam." I said, "No, the broker sales exam." And they said, "No, do you want to come back?" I said, "No, I'm already here. I've already studied. Let's just go." So I passed, and then we shut down on that Wednesday. And
Wow.
also, yeah. So what was crazy is when I stopped being a casino host, I worked at the MGM for 16 years. I worked at the Venetian Palazzo. I worked at high level, in assistant VP, executive director positions in the casino business. Um, then I became an independent where you work strictly on commission, like real estate. And when the casinos shut down, I had no income, and I was
Mm.
like, wow. So thank God, like my client was kind of looking out for me because I passed, and then I had to wait for the license to come in and so forth. And I started real estate like the end of July, and then the casinos opened back up, but nobody really wanted to still go to the casinos because you had to wear the mask. They had the plexiglass up and all that
Yeah, it was weird
stuff.
for a while.
So anyway, so I got into real estate. Yeah, it was weird. So things happen for a reason. And
Yeah.
so I was super excited to become a realtor because I really care about people. And because I used to flip houses, and I'll tell you a really cute story too. I really like to help people achieve their goals. Like, think about it. You go to work every day to make money to support your family. And one of the things you do every day is you wake up in your home and you go home to your home, right? So I want to be part of your journey. So
Mm.
some point, in someone's career, I want to say like, oh, Jennifer helped us with this house or whatever. So that's what I did. So I branded myself
Right.
as a concierge real estate agent. And I did that from being a co-host. I serviced high-end clients. I booked, their golf, their dinner reservations, their blackjack tournaments. I've had people tell me off, say some really mean things. I don't think I should say on camera,
No,
but
no, no, you
like
don't have to.
you have to have, yeah, you have to have some thick skin. So
Right.
I felt that I would be appropriate for a real estate agent. Like you have to have thick skin. Can't go crying to your boss or your mom. So
No, I
that's
agree.
what I did. So I just said, here I am. I'm Jennifer Belcastro, your concierge real estate agent. I'm going to provide you lots of services. I'm going to give you a lot of my time. During the pandemic, I had a lot of my casino clients ask me from California, like, I'd like to buy a house. Can you show it to me? I don't want to have to come out there every time. So I would go and video the home for them so they didn't have to come out. And like one of my first casino clients, said, I want RV parking. And so it's really important that you know really what RV parking is, because just because it says it's RV parking doesn't mean an RV could fit in that
Right.
RV park. I go measure if it's 10 feet, because if it's 9, it's not going to fit.
Hmm.
So things like that. So I do a lot of extra things to save you time. Everyone's busy, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a lawyer or whatever you do. Moving, selling a home, buying a home is stressful.
Right.
So I want to make that easier for you at some point in the transaction. So that's what I did.
Nice.
So, go
You
ahead.
know, the thing is that isn't it great that you got like I call them universal messages. You got a message from your client at the casino. Hey, get your real estate license, right? Out of the blue, which was really good for you because if you didn't, it would have been a little different haul. You would have had to take the test, pass it. The whole thing you would have got started 4 or 5 months later than you did. So that was a huge help, especially with what was going on with, like you said, the casinos. I remember when it first happened, Jennifer. Remember when they first closed the strip down and the strip was, I mean, I went down and did a video with Tina and I was like, they had every casino blocked off with like 4 or 5 cruisers and the lights on, but there was nobody there. It was almost like a movie scene. It was really creepy, wasn't it?
Yeah, people would ride their bikes up and down the strip.
Yeah, something they could never do before. And then you get in the business and you have good connections. You obviously are very good with people. You're very energetic. I love that they called you a pit bull. That's a compliment, by the way.
I don't know.
No, that's a compliment in real
Some
estate for
would say
sure.
yes, some would say, oh,
For people who really want to
but
buy and really want to sell, that's a compliment. Yeah. So remember, it's all the other people
thank
that
you.
give you those comments and so forth. Okay, so you got into it. Tell us a little about your first because your first year was like in the heat of COVID, right? That was a little different, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm surprised that I did well because I really didn't try very hard. I know I shouldn't say that, but I was a little confused, like, because I was really still wanting to continue my casino business because it's a very lucrative business. And I just wanted to kind of dabble in both. But I really found how much people really care about me and trust me. And that made me feel really good. Like I had people reaching out to me. I wasn't reaching out to them. It was strange. And so it made me feel really good. So that towards the end of my first year, I was like, okay, I'm going to go call my friends, my past coworkers, or my neighbors, or someone I went to high school with, because I grew up in Las Vegas, and just reach out. And it was really nice to feel that a lot of people trusted me and wanted my opinion on my knowledge. And so that's just basically I've been only pretty much working off referrals. And one of the things that I do like to do is farm, though. And so that's where I've been. But I do suggest, though, for people, for anybody, for any business that you do, networking. I mean, you would be surprised. Like my nail girl, like she sent me a client I never would have even dreamed of, right? She's the best, like your nail girl. Um, the yoga studio. I sold my spin instructor's house. Like I'm just saying, like people that you don't think. that you're going to talk about it in your spin studio. Like you see the guy for 60 seconds before the class starts, but you would be surprised. So the more that you talk about it, but not a lot, just here and there, and they see your personality and how you are and how energetic you are and and so forth, and they know what you do for a living, you might pop in their mind because they just saw you 2 days ago, or they saw you at a birthday party or whatever, and they think of you. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of, you would never think, like, the silliest things, like maybe the girl at Starbucks that you go every single day and you get your Starbucks from says, I have a girl for you. She comes every day and gets the Starbucks. Like you really need to think outside of the box and use your resources and network. I think networking for any business is very important.
Yeah, I love what you said there too. Because there's very few people in real estate today that grew up here, went to high school here, graduated from UNLV here. You have a tremendous advantage in that category because you have tremendous contacts and so forth. And I think as salespeople, when we first start, we think, well, why would they want to work with me? Well, they want to work with you for everything I just mentioned. Plus, they know you. They know you're great with people. You have high energy, high ethics. You got the great name too, Berkshire Hathaway. You got all that stuff going on too. So, like you said, I like what you said. Stay in touch with your sphere systematically. I always say alphabetically. Just go through your sphere, remind them who you are, what you do, say hi, and then farming is another great way. But you have to be proactively reaching out. I mean, that really is when your business took off. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. Good. All right, so and then let's face. I mean, I look at the numbers. I see where you are. You're up there. You're in the top. What is this? Your third full year? Is this your third year or the end of your second year?
No. So August was my second year, so I'm like 2 years, 5 months.
2 years, 5 months. So you're in you're 2.5 years in, and you're already in the top echelon of individual agents in a company that has over 1,100 agents. So congratulations. That's really good.
Thank you. I'm number 2 in my office and 6 in company wide as of October, because you told me that on Friday.
All right. So yes, I know that. No, that's awesome, isn't it? That's great. Yeah, and then you are, which is amazing, by the way.
It's in the VAC, right?
I know it is.
It's in the VAC.
It's in the VAC. Anybody can look, but very few people do, unfortunately. No, it's great. I
look every month.
Yes, and you should, because winners keep score. I love it. You want to know where you rank, right? You want to know how you're doing. It's a great thing. And people that are, top producers look in there all the time, like yourself. They always, like in my coaching, a lot of them will ask me, just like you do. And I go, well, now, like you said, it's in the VAC. A few years ago, you didn't know that until like your manager would take you in once a quarter and tell you. But now it's all posted in there, which is great for everybody to see. By the way, those make great social media posts too, by the way.
I posted them here and there, but the thing is, I don't know if like other people that are on the list would be mad that I posted that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their names on there.
I don't think they would be. It's public. Oh my God, he was number 9. Well, that's impressive in this company. If you're in the top 10, if you're in the top 20, hell, if you're in the top 100, that's good. But you're, like you said, in the top 10 for individual agents, which is really incredible. And number 2 in your office. And who's number 1? I mean, she's been in business for a long time. She does a great job. So the fact that you're right behind her, is pretty amazing. And I know a couple of times this year you beat her, like month on month, right? Not total, but definitely in certain months, which is great. But I mean, ultimately, that's not your goal. Ultimately, your goal is, like you said, be your concierge agent. Make sure people are you're helping them in their journey, which I think is a great way to put it. Because like when I started in the business 38 years ago, we used to call it the American dream. You don't hear it called that much as much as you used to, right? It's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, and I think another important thing too is I know this might come to a later question, but everyone out there listening, it's really important to get along with the other side, the buyer's agent. I feel that there's a lot of agents out there that just, once they get in a transaction, they're like, oh, great, we got a deal. It's really important to establish a good relationship with the other side, because I feel like once you're in a transaction, we're all like a football team and we all play different positions and we need to work together to close a deal. And you can't work against each other. You have to work together. And sometimes you might have to do something that's really not your job, um, within reason, to make a deal work, to help each other out. Because I will tell you that if 6 months down the road, someone sees your listing, they're going to want to work with you because they know that you're good to work with. And that's important. You need to step out of the box and be helpful to everyone. And I try to do that, not to
Yeah.
overstep, but to help.
It's also helpful for your clients too, because when they receive 3 offers on a property and you're one of them and they have a history with you and it's good and it's professional and it ended well, that really helps in your negotiations too.
Great.
Absolutely. All right. Well, so 2.5 years in the business already. Number 6. It's only the second time I've seen this, by the way. I just want you to know, once in Arizona and once here, somebody within 3 years being in the top 10. Okay, that's impressive. It really is, Jennifer. So congratulations. So give them your top 3 things to go from being in the service industry, doing a damn good job there too, and then within a few years being in the top 10 of a company with 1,100 agents. Give them your top 3 things that they should focus on as salespeople.
The first thing I will tell you that I regret that I didn't do, and I have no problem admitting it in front of everybody, is learn every piece of paperwork, what it means in every document. Because you might think you know exactly what the duties owes mean, or exactly what the SRPD means and what you can do and what you can't do and different things like that. But you really need to know your documents and your contracts. It's really, really important.
Forrest would be
I
proud
would
of that one.
suggest, no, I'm serious. Like, I'll be the first to admit, like, I didn't. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I think in the last 6 months, I made sure, like, each document, like, I go over and over and over. And I just did a class on Friday, a CE class. I did it with another coworker, Shyla, and it was really good on the duties owed again. And I've mastered the SRPD, by the way.
Good job.
And when I say that, people are probably like, "Oh, yeah, you don't know what an SRPD is?" Of course I do. I've bought and sold many homes, but there's a lot more to it that people don't realize, and you can get sued. And do
It has to be.
not put your pencil anywhere near on someone's SRPD. I
Yes. There you
cannot
go.
stress that to you enough. But anyway, it's really important that you learn that. And what's great about Berkshire Hathaway is there's plenty of classes every week. If you can't do one week, or if you just want to take one a week or whatever it is, maybe master one document or one contract, for the month. If that's easier for you, just make it easy, but master it. I would suggest doing that. That's one thing. The second thing is, if I was to do things all over again, definitely have an accountability partner from day one. It's scary when you start real estate. You could be intimidating. Even someone like me that has a strong, outgoing personality, like, I have that little teddy bear inside of me going, "Oh my God, like, do I say I'm scared?" So you need to have an accountability partner and someone that's willing to help. One thing I will say, we all want to make money. I'm not money hungry. I'm money driven. There's a big difference. For new agents, I will tell you, like, of course, like, there's the referral fee, but I've actually made a comment to somebody, not naming names, that, look, if you need my help on your first transaction, I don't want $1 from you. If you want to take me out to dinner, great. And the reason why I say that to this person is because I got them to sign up with Berkshire Hathaway. And because I know they're going to do super well, probably even better than me. And went down in like 2 years from now, I'm going to be part of their journey. And they're going to say, "You know what? That girl, she helped me when I started. And I'm going to always be part of her heart." So
That's
that
awesome.
to me means that to me means more than the 25%.
Mhm.
So just sometimes you have to give and karma comes full circle. The third thing I would say is definitely get in a mastermind group and read a book. Even if you don't like to read, get an audio. You can fast forward the audio. If you have ADHD like me, you can put it on speed 2 times, 2x, 3x, 1x. You could slow it down, fast forward, whatever you want to do. You can repeat it. You can fast forward. You could do whatever you want. You could listen to it over and over again. But you got to be in the mindset. The mindset, really important.
Mm.
And try to have a schedule.
Love it. Okay, so now that you mentioned it, because I do the same thing with Audible, what do you set your speed at when you listen to books?
Oh, you're going to ask me that?
Yes, I am. I just did.
Okay, when I start it, I do it at 1x, and then by chapter 2, I'm at 2x. And then as I'm like learning like about the characters and like what it's about, I might get to 3x.
Wow, I don't know how you can do. I set mine at 1.4, sometimes 1.5 for the whole book, so I can because anything more than that, they sound like chipmunks.
Yeah, but I talk fast so I can listen fast.
Okay, good, good. All right, Jennifer, you may be slightly more ADHD than me. It might be. Like, anyway, so I consider it a gift. You know, I know it's considered a handicap, but it's definitely not. Once you find, like what you just mentioned, right? Doing a great job, being part of people's journey, and whatever it takes to be part of that. And with somebody who has, like me, ADHD, when you get into the groove, when you get into the groove, you can do it well because one of the things that we can handle is massive repetition. To a lot of people, massive repetition becomes boring, but if for me, it's extremely comforting to know what I need to do in order to get there. How about you?
Great.
Yep.
And I have to say one more thing.
Sure.
I
Let's hear
love
it.
working with my managers, Amanda, Mary, you. You guys are all great people. And I have to say, I do drink the Berkshire Hathaway Kool-Aid.
Yeah, she's now also in my individual coaching. We've had a couple calls. It's great because you started it in my group of 4, grew out of that pretty quickly, and now you're in individual. And you're right. I was just at the office. It's funny because we saw each other at the meeting this morning. Then I drove here to do this Facebook Live together. But it would have been probably easier just to do it there. But hey, it works out. So Mary and Amanda, they're both awesome. That's a great office. It really is.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's awesome. Everybody will do this again next week. Jennifer, thank you very much for taking your time out. Keep rocking. And I can see you definitely finishing in the top 5. Ooh, there we go. It's a little pressure. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
See you, everybody. Bye, Jennifer.